In that connection, we are introducing very stringent legislation. As you are aware, we have cancelled and closed down all alcoholic outlets that are licensed contrary to the law, especially the law relating to Alcoholic Drinks Control Act, and therefore all alcoholic outlets within 300 meters to public amenities, including basic education institutions, must be closed. And all the licenses that were issued by the different county governments have been revoked as a national security measure. Secondly, we are going to introduce new laws. These laws will categorize those who manufacture, sell, distribute, and consume hard drugs, psychotropic substances, and illicit killer brews. We categorize them as dangerous criminals, and we will be prosecuting them using the most punitive measures that are ever found in our statute books. In other words, where we have placed terrorists, organized leaders of organized crime, including banditry, that's where we have placed those people who are engaged in this destructive business. Since this is a national security threat, we will not entertain any commercial, economic, or social interests to override the national security interests. And therefore, we are not against businesses, we are not against the people enjoying life, but we have a duty to protect the nation from itself, because we can destroy ourselves through our freedom and through our commercial interests. This is purely a law enforcement measure. It is not linked to politics of any side. It is not linked to business and all the other issues. And for that reason, the operation must be left entirely to law enforcement agencies. The multi-agency teams that are mandated to enforce the law are the only one who are allowed to take part in this operation. We don't want to see politicians engaged in operational issues, conducting raids. That is not their work. Let our brothers and sisters who are elected leaders serve the people according to their mandate, which includes building schools, hospitals, providing water and electricity. They must stay away from law enforcement and leave it exclusively to law enforcement agencies. The Administration Police Service, the DCI, and the NIS, and all the other agencies that are represented here in Machakos for doing a good job. Generally, the county is okay. However, we have noted we have a number of problems that we must address. And today, this afternoon, we just want to assure the people of Machakos that we are rolling out a new strategy for security management to make sure that this county is even safer, more secure, and so that we can provide a conducive working environment for the people of Machakos to carry out their duties, their day-to-day activities, so that we build our county and we build our country. We do have a number of challenges which we have to work on. The first one, as you're aware, we have rolled out a nationwide campaign and security operation to apprehend and neutralize the threat that is posed by traffickers in narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances, as well as illicit killer brews. For a long time in our country, we have treated the matter of narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances, and killer brews as a social problem, because of what these substances do to our young people, because they lead to broken families. For a long time also, we have treated these substances as affecting our economy, because many of our people who are productive, instead of spending the day creating livelihoods for their families and building the economy, they waste time taking hard drugs and drinking killer brews. It's a nationwide problem. But starting recently, the National Security Council has determined that this problem of narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances, and killer brews is no longer just a social problem. It is no longer just an economic burden to the country. It is now an existential threat to the sustainability of our country. It is our view as the country's security managers that unless we completely destroy the capabilities of drug traffickers and those who manufacture killer brews, our country's population is going to be altered in a major and dramatic manner. And unless we stop these vices now and conclusively, 10, 20, 30 years from now, we will not have a generation that can take up civic responsibilities. We will not have journalists, we will not have police officers, we will not have farmers and teachers, nurses and all the other people that build a country. And for that reason, we have declared that those who manufacture, transport, distribute, and even consume hard drugs and killer brews and psychotropic substances, those that follow in that category are enemies of Kenya, just like terrorists, bandits, and organized criminals. And we are going to use all the resources that Kenya has. We are going to use all the security infrastructure that this country has to crush, defeat, and overcome those that are engaged in destroying future generations by enslaving our children in hard drugs and killer brews.